Hey guys, welcome back. It is Four Towers Films, joined today by
Doug 218. Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday, guys, and it is the grand finale of Big Brother Canada Season 7, episode number 29.
29. Wow.
Wow.
It went by quick.
It did. It seems like it just started. How about for you guys? It seemed like it just started. It does to me. It seems like it shouldn't be done already.
No.
It was a pretty good season. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't really like it. I've been reading some comments, not on but on other websites I go to. And a lot of people, and I agree with you, I think it would have been a better season if the Pretty Boys hadn't run away with it and that the people didn't let them run away with it. I think that was the main problem with the season.
Well, and like Adam had said, y'all knew, but y'all didn't do anything about it.
Well, that is true. I mean, look at how many people knew. Chelsea did, Sam did, or at least had their suspicions. Kiki did. I think even Laura. There were a few who did, but nobody did it. Well, that's not 100% true. Chelsea tried, but nobody listened to her. And they got her out. I mean, they didn't believe her. I mean, even Essie didn't believe Kiki. So, I mean, and they were really close, and she didn't believe her either. But anyway, so we'll get to it. It started off with the recap of last episode with the eviction of Adam. And so he was on his way to the jury. And then basically it really went right into it from there.
There was no preamble.
There really wasn't. I mean, it was only a 2-hour episode. So they don't have a lot of time, and you've got 3 parts of the HOH competition to get to. So they went right to it. And it was part 1 where the 3 of them competed, Dane, Anthony, and Kira. And actually, I think we both said this yesterday. You let us know what you think. It's cool how they did the intro to the first part when they were talking about what each did. They kind of look like the whole spy thing. It was like a montage sort of thing that they did. But it was kind of too long. In my estimation, I liked it. It was really cool. Because the American one doesn't do that usually. They'll talk about what they did, but not how they do it every year.
We laid up so much time.
But it takes up too much time, exactly. Especially if you want to talk to the returnees later on and find out what they thought and things like that. And if they have questions for them, it doesn't take them a lot of time to do that. So they might want to shorten that for next season if it comes back. No word yet if it's been released. But tune in, we'll let you know once we hear. So, the first part of the HOH competition is a combination physical endurance competition. A lot of times it's endurance, but this time it's a combination.
Oh, I have to say.
It was really good, though.
I have to say, I did like this competition.
It was unique. It was very unique. They haven't done something like this before. So it was they were at one end. And there was this pool of water, this long channel of water that they had to go through. And over the top of the water was green water. There was these rungs that they had to pull their way under the rungs with
a crystal in there.
These crystals in their hands. They're octagon shaped. And most will carry them out and they're pulling it through. And they had to, at the end, it was like a disc, they had to bounce 25 of these on without knocking them over.
And not knocking them over, getting out, go back there on the other end.
And doing it one by one. They had to do it one by one until they had all 25. So they're all doing, and actually we're all pretty close.
You know what? I will give it to, Poutine Poppy. He did surprisingly well.
He actually did better than you would expect him to be because he's the fakest guy. He even says that this is not a challenge built for him. This is a challenge definitely built for somebody smaller like Kira and Dane, or maybe someone like me. He did knock it over a couple times, but really, I'll give it to him. He did pretty well. He was keeping up with them. At first he realized this was going too fast. He was making too many waves.
Well, like you said, big guy makes big waves.
So he really slowed it down. And even Dan said this. This isn't a speed competition. It's definitely one where you need a lot of finesse, and you really have to take your time so you don't make so many waves. So for a long time, Kira was in the lead because Dane and Anthony's kept falling over. Then Dane took the lead, and then his fell over. Anthony was like, his fell over. So then it really came down to Kira and Dane.
Yeah.
And Dane just started to run away with it.
Well, he found his momentum, the right speed to go.
And very, very gentle.
Like, for a big, fairly muscled guy, he had
But he's not tall.
He's not tall.
But he's muscly.
But he had such a delicate
Very delicate.
touch.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then even getting out of the water, he was very slow, very delicate.
If you've ever seen those old martial arts movies or old Bruce Lee movies, how Bruce had that fluid.
Yeah, he did. It was he really learned to compensate for the waves quickly.
Yeah.
So.
And that's half the battle.
Oh, it's a lot of the battle, really.
Well, you need to learn.
Yeah. He adapts. That's one thing I'll give. He adapts very quickly when he does the competition very quickly. So Dane ended up winning the first round of HOH.
So,
I mean, it was pretty. It looked like for a long time it was going to really be between Kira and Dane, but Kira's almost near the end fell over again, so it ended up being Dane.
And Anthony was starting to get gassed.
Even though he was taking his time, it was never going to be a competition he was going to really do that well in, simply because he's too big.
Yeah.
Although I'll give it to him, he did compensate and he did pretty well for a size, but it really wasn't made for him.
It wasn't. No, this wasn't his deal.
No.
So Dane gets his ticket punch to the final round,
round 3. So then we go pretty much immediately into round 2.
I loved this.
It was very cool. Like, yes, I've done something similar, but it's the way they did it that was different.
So they had like the big, kind of like space door, very 007. You had to press this button.
And they had stairs.
And stairs, tiles. Door opens up. There's a question.
Right.
How many were evicted on even days?
Right. So it's very similar to what the American Big Brother and what other Canada is. How much really you know about what's happened this season. Now, if you studied and Dan, if he was in this, he would have won it because he's been studying. But Kira's been studying, and Anthony. We didn't have that high hopes, Anthony, because he himself has said.
What do I need to know?
What do I need to know the stuff? Because he relied very heavily on Adam and Dane, and even Mark. Mark also knew a lot. He relied more on them for stuff like this, for those kind of competitions. Well, now you have to win it if you want to take yourself to final 2.
Yeah. So
they get the question, and then they have these blocks that they had to run down the steps
and then
stack them in order of how it went, and there was competitions members of it who were evicted. And I think each one had something different on it. It had to be in the right order anyway.
And then they had to go back
up and hit the buzzer again.
And then that would open the door again for the next question. But it would also, if you hit the buzzer,
it would tell you if you were wrong.
It would tell you if you were wrong.
But you didn't know how many you were wrong by. So you had to go down and figure out what did you get wrong.
And this was Kira. This
definitely Kira actually did very well.
She did very well.
Really, she did very well. She was up and down the stairs. Once it got to Anthony,
he got the first one.
He got the first one, but then started to struggle.
And then he just said,
"Well, because he's going up and down, and especially the one, he couldn't seem to get past it. He's going up and down. He's like, and at one point he only had one wrong, but he didn't know that. I think it was the top part of the rung he got wrong, but he didn't know that. So he was like, I don't know what's wrong. And he basically gave up. And so they showed you how long it took him. It was over an hour, like an hour and a half or an hour and 15, something like that it took him. And he still, I think it was the second or third question or something like that.
It took Kira 15 minutes.
It took Kira 15 minutes. So obviously she won part 2. So obviously, they wait to do the last final part until the last hour. So now they go and they talk about, the jury gets together and talks about things, and they find out who the final jury member is. And you know how they have a moderator? Well, it was Ika this year. So she comes in, and they're like, "Oh, hi, guy," you know. And Nasty's like, "Oh, if you're in the house, I'd be so afraid of you." And I get jokes that you're afraid of me. And I think it's Damien says, "No, if you're on the house, I'd be afraid of you." And she laughs at that. So, Ika was a pretty good player. She didn't last very long, but she was a good player.
She was bloodthirsty too.
Oh, she played a cutthroat.
Yeah.
So they start talking about who they think played the best game.
Yeah.
And who they think will be the final evicted. Well, a lot of them thought it would be Anthony.
Yeah.
Most of them thought it'd be Anthony because they didn't think, especially they didn't, or thought it would be the next one evicted. They didn't think they think Dan and Adam would stay together. They didn't think they'd evict Kira, so they figured they'd get rid of Anthony first. So in comes Adam, and they're all shocked that it's Adam. And of course, Samantha's upset, you know, and she comes over and hugs him and kisses him. It's really cute, really sweet. And so
it was one of those.
it was really sweet. And so he comes, sits down, and I could go. So to Sam, how do you feel seeing your boyfriend? And Sam turns to, is it okay if she calls you my boyfriend? And Adam goes, yeah. And everybody's like, oh, that's so cute. So officially, I guess we're dating. Well, because Arissa asked Adam, was it real?
Was it real?
And he said, yeah, it was.
Well,
so,
I love the, I came into this house, I said, no, I wasn't going to do it.
I remember that.
I wasn't going to have
the showman, so I was going to have that. I just wanted the four-guy alliance, and then there she was.
And she snuck up on me.
And stole my heart. Oh, it was so sweet. That was very sweet.
Like,
I think they make a cute couple. But, so they start talking about it. And so they think, I asked, who do you think deserves to win it? Or who do you think doesn't deserve to win it? And Corey says she doesn't think Kira deserves to win it.
And what I liked is Adam spoke up.
Because Corey thinks Kira was kind of brought along, and Mark thought the same thing. And Adam actually spoke up
for her.
Which I thought was very nice, because really, he's been working with her pretty much all along, so he knows. And like he said, she's been a target since day 2, and she's adapted. She's had to adapt this whole game. Right through. She's had to adapt, which is very true. She has had to adapt.
And
her people were out the door.
And you see, that's a skill that a lot of people cannot master, to be able to adapt on the fly.
It's very difficult, yeah.
You know, a lot of people, their game plan gets thrown askew, they're lost. And this I hate to say it, but I know it sounds so cliche, but this little girl all by herself, she managed to keep herself in this game.
Because if you think about it, she really was. I mean, yes, she was working with Sam. Sam was there for her, but really, Sam's loyalty was Adam. So, I mean, if it came down to it, she would have cut Kira. She cut Chelsea, and they were working closely together. Chelsea was working with her too, but Chelsea undermined her on several occasions.
And even Kira said, "You know what? If I have to, I'll cut her loose."
Right.
You know.
Right, and she had the crush on Chelsea, and so, but I mean, it's true. She didn't really have anybody who's just loyal to her, and even so, a lot of Ross were out the door, by the end. So, I mean, she really was on her own. She had to adapt. So, I will give her that.
Yeah.
And Adam is correct in that. And actually, about almost half of them thought she did a pretty good job. I mean, she kept herself there. Think about it.
If she didn't win, they thought at least maybe second place.
Right. Yeah. If she can get herself there,
it
really should have to get herself there, because Dan and Anthony are pretty close.
Yeah.
Although Adam figured that Dan would cut Anthony, because that really would be his best choice of winning. And really, it would, I think, be Anthony's best choice of winning, too.
No, for sure.
Really,
for sure.
over Dane. So they're talking about that, and they all said, who do you think would win? Who's played the best game? Most of them said Dane, who's left in the house.
And
really, Damien had the best reason, because he's the best all-round player. Won at competitions, lost at competitions, won through them when he had to. He had a good social game, very strategic, all that sort of thing. Somebody said Anthony, I forget who, thought they played the better game. I think Esty
said
did.
Anthony had the best social game.
He had a good social, I'll give him that, but,
For sure.
but he was a manipulator. I mean, I think we could see it because we're outside the house, we see the whole picture, but even those in the house did see it. I mean, he did try to bully, and even Kira says this later on. If she didn't stand up for herself, she knew Anthony would try to overpower her and try to push his. And he did do it. He did it more than once on people. And in that sense, he's actually lucky he had lines to protect him. Because I think if he was by himself, he would have been out the door sooner. Because that's exactly what happened to Laura.
Yeah.
Because she had a big opinion and all that. She was out there, people didn't like that. And same with Mama Kay. Same thing. She was out the door because she didn't have that alliance to protect her like Anthony did. They really protected him in this game, I think. Because I think he did that too much. And by the end, he had a humongous ego, And they even, all the pretty boys did, really. Because, even... somebody said that to Mark because Mark is saying, we controlled everyone that the jury was talking. We controlled all the evictions. We did this, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, you got a massive ego about it, too, which is true.
Oh.
Mark, you did nothing. What'd you do? Exactly. What'd you do?
Well, I love that. They controlled all the evictions, even mine.
Well, that is true.
And that...
Granted, I think Mark is a good person because what he did for Corey, and we saw him do different things like that. It's not his game. It's not him as a person that I don't like. I thought his gameplay had a lot to be desired. But anyway, and his ego didn't match his gameplay. So they're all talking about that. And of course, we're left with right?
It's kind of that up in the air, and she's like, "Well, talk about it."
Right. You got a big decision coming up.
So it bounces back to the
house and present time. So during this time, they bring in the jury and introduce everybody, as well as the 6 previous people who've been in the house. So jury's there first. And because the actual other 6 don't sit with them, they sit, with the American law, everyone pretty much sits on the stage. They're in the audience. The others, the first 6, whom they do actually talk to a bit and ask how they're doing. They've seen the whole show, they've seen all seasons and all that. And most of them think it's the best season ever. I know a lot of people disagree with this. And to a point, I do. It was an interesting season. I really wish the pretty boys hadn't run away with it. Not they didn't let them, but, it was pretty good. There were some people you liked, but, it is what it is, I guess. But anyway,
we digress.
So he goes into the questions for Dane and Anthony from the jury.
You missed part 3.
Then, sorry, yes, part 3.
She's rushing to the end.
Not quite there. Okay, part 3.
Part 3. It's questions.
And of course, it's Kira and Dane.
It's Kira and Dane, and they're looking sharp, and they're James Bond here.
They're all in Kira's in a silver suit, shiny silver suit. Dane and Anthony are in white suit jackets.
And it kind of has that reflective,
and Anthony's has got a bit of a pattern on it.
And when the light hits them a certain way,
you see it it shines a little bit. It's kind of funny.
So it was basic A and B answers. More or less, was it this? Was it true or false? Was it this day or this day?
Right. So it's A or B. They have to touch one wall to activate, and then they take a step forward.
And the first one to get the 7 points wins.
So they're answering question for question. They're both equal, several questions in.
Up to question 5.
Yeah. And then Kira misunderstands which was for what answer. She knew the answer, but she couldn't remember if it was A or B.
Yeah.
So she picked the wrong one. So she got behind Dane, and she's saying, I knew that answer. I knew it was 3. But she just couldn't remember if it was A or B. So it happened. She gets the next one right, but so it's Dane.
Yeah.
So then the next one, again, she asks Dane, she asks, is it this, to clarify, is it A or B? And he said, yeah, it's whatever. Like,
you know, and technically he didn't have to.
But I think Dane's the kind of person, he doesn't want to lose by default because you didn't understand something. I think he'd rather, because you got it wrong, legitimately got it wrong, not because you were panicking and didn't quite understand which one it was. Because Larissa didn't answer.
No.
So, which I think, if you think about that, she should have. Like, she's asking, she's not asking for the answer, she's asking for clarification. On which number, was it A or B?
She should have spoke up.
What particular number? And she didn't speak up, so Dane actually answered her. So I think in that sense, Kara would almost have a valid gripe about that, saying, you know, I was asking for clarification, and they normally will give them clarification if they don't quite understand the answer or the question. And she didn't give it to her, so but Dane did. So, but she still got it wrong.
Yeah.
So Dane ended up winning the part 3.
And
so he's the final HOH.
And you can see she's visibly distraught.
Oh, definitely. She's very upset. And Dane hugged her. I mean, and he says to her, you did your best. You fought. You know?
Don't ever like feel bad about what you did. You know, you did your damnedest. You did well, you know?
She did do well.
So
the eviction comes, and I mean, it is a surprise and it's not a surprise. He ended up evicting Kira. And she just looked so shocked. Like,
she threw shade at Dane and hugged Anthony.
And she's like, you just blindsided me. You just played me. You haven't been paying attention this whole game, have you? He cut Adam loose.
Well, you wish you could go in and go, honey, sweetie.
If he was really that loyal, they wouldn't have cut Mark and they wouldn't have cut Adam. They would have been the final 4 if they were that loyal. I mean, what was the first clue? Sorry, I like Kira. Don't get me wrong. I think she did play a difficult game because she really was on her own. But you haven't been paying attention close.
Well, and like really. He said, you know, I know Anthony told me you had a final 2 with him, and so. Yeah.
Well, because Dane even says that. Yes, the Pretty Boys rocked since day 1, but because not as many people know, it's been Dane and Anthony since day 2, so they've had a final 2 since day 2, and that's really what shocked us. I think it might have shocked a lot of people that they actually had a final 2. Anthony and Dane did.
So she walked on out the door.
She walked on out, and they didn't think, like, once they brought the jury in, they thought again it'd be Anthony that would get cut, and they were shocked and somewhat upset that it was Kira, especially Sam went and hugged her and that. So, you know, I don't know if Corey really cared that it was. I don't know how well they got along. Like, it seemed to get along in the house, but she seemed very, I don't know, not cold, but kind of blasé.
Like, okay.
You know, Adam hugged her, and, you know, Damien did, most of them did, you know, but
then comes the fun
questions.
The questions.
It's always fun. A lot of the questions were directed at Anthony, and that always tells you
where their
mindset is. And that, when you watch Big Brother, watch who they ask more questions and what kind of questions that they ask. So that tells you their mindset. So it kind of told you that they were really questioning what Anthony had actually done, kind of like we have. Well, and that's actually one question Esty asked of him. Mm-hmm. And it's true, like she said.
What did you do?
Like, you've been saying how much you did, that you're like the leader, and that you're instrumental. And he actually says that he was the leader of the Pretty Boys. None of the Pretty Boys disputed him, but, you know. It wasn't even his idea to form. It was Adam's idea to form the 4 in the first place. He was brought into it. Him and Dane actually, right from the beginning when they first met, they're the ones who came up with this. Like, Adam had the idea before going in the house that he wanted 4 guy alliance. Mm-hmm. He brought Dane in first, and then they thought of Anthony, and then Mark last. So, I mean, like, really? You're the leader? I don't think so. But anyway, I didn't see it. But, so they asked him, what did you actually do? his answer was, well, I was observing everybody.
I sat on my couch.
I sat on my couch or laid on my comfy couch, and I watched everybody, and I took their what did they say?
I took their life experiences, and
connected with them that way. Well, so did Dane. So did a few other people. But what did you actually do other than becoming their friend? Really?
Roughly translated, I was lazy. I sat on couch.
I listened to you talk. I did nothing else. I won one competition. And and he even says that later on, the whole gameplay isn't just about winning competitions, it's about social, but yeah, you're right, it is. And other people had a better all-around game than you did. So that was one question.
Why did you do that?
Why did you do different
Why
things?
did you cut,
Adam wants to know when they plan to cut him. And Dane, I think they gave that to Dane.
And he
asked Anthony why, because of loyalty.
Yeah.
Anthony was always big on loyalty.
You and Adam.
Dane didn't say about that much, and Anthony knew that, or Adam knew that with Dane. But Anthony was spewing loyalty right from the beginning, and so he's like, "Oh, I knew. We knew we couldn't beat you. We had the final two from day 2." All that sort of
more or less saying we had to do what we had to do to get you.
Basically, yeah. Which they did.
And Dane was a little more heartfelt when he said, "You know what? I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it."
Right.
Our resumes were very similar.
They were. They were.
So when it came down to it, because I want to win,
I had to cut you. Yeah. And I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, let's face it, Adam would have won if he had made it to final 2, because he won basically just as many as Dane did. He was just as strategic. And you know what? More people liked Adam. I mean, he didn't make as many enemies. I mean, yes, and he was more honest, really. I mean, when he did get irritated or angry, you knew why, and he would actually argue or whatever, and then they'd smooth it over later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he didn't have as many enemies. People kind of understood where Adam was coming from, where Dane was a lot shadier than Adam was.
But I think, Adam kind of understood the logic coming from Dane.
I think he did, sure. I don't think he was as upset with Dane as was with Anthony, because Dane didn't always spew loyalty. Anthony did. Yeah. And Anthony was disloyal to several of their own members, really, if you think about it. I mean, same with Corey. She asked him a similar question. Well, he said he was more loyal to the pretty boys. Well, to an extent, I guess.
You can kind of see in the ebb and the flow that, Dane was willing to take the brunt of everyone's questions and answer them the best.
Although they did. I mean, I guess it was equal, but I noticed it more to Anthony than Dane.
Heavy.
And so, I mean, kind of gives you an idea if they were really trying to really pinpoint what Anthony had done.
Yeah.
Other than being manipulative.
Yeah.
So, and that's true. We really don't know what else he did outside of, trying to be bossy, but
sat on the couch, and ran his mouth, I guess. Now, granted, like we said, he might be a nice person outside the house. We don't know him personally, but in the game, yeah, okay. He's a bit, you know what? I'm sorry, and I don't want to. He was a bit of a d-bag in the game.
He could be. I mean, some of the stuff that he had said, I thought was just was demeaning or not very nice. He never directly to their face, put them down, but he kind of did too. He minimized some stuff. He made himself seem like the conversation he had with Kira. Oh, you better not do that again. Remember when she was questioning them because she misunderstood?
Yeah.
Oh, you better not do it. Or what, Anthony?
What?
I mean, it's a game. Of course, you did it. You did it to Adam constantly, to Sam. He's always having to defend himself. So why is it, she can't question your motives, especially if you just caught Mark and you supposedly were loyal to him. So, anyway, so the questions were done. And they bring the first 6 that were evicted, and they talk to them a bit and question. And
what about Eddie's outfit?
Oh my gosh, did you see that? If you didn't, holy crap.
Eddie went.
He had his hair was dyed like a dark reddish color, same color as his suit.
Had red eyeshadow.
He had red eyeshadow on. He had something
it was
almost
Chinese,
like feathers or something.
It was a Chinese dragon.
Oh, dragon, yeah. Sticking out of his suit. It was really bizarre.
It was that. Well, you questioned his sexuality when he was in the house.
I think he was pretty honest about his sexuality.
But he's the full.
But did you see what Mackie was wearing? He was in a skeleton outfit with a blazer. Really? Oh my gosh. They didn't actually talk. Mackie didn't really say anything.
No.
Eddie talked a bit. Laura did. It's been a long time since we've seen Laura.
And what about Laura's outfit? I'm sorry, can you find a dress that's cut any lower?
Oh gosh. I didn't like the color on her either. I thought it really washed her out. She, I don't know if it's her, I think it's her makeup, because I've seen her do her makeup better than that. I think she looked too washed out to me. And the color, I think it was like a yellow.
It was, no, it was a black dress.
Oh, it was a black dress. I don't know, it just, she looked too washed out. Black, especially when you do your makeup like that, she looked like a ghost to me, I think.
And
she needed a little more color. But anyway, what she likes. She may not have done her makeup. It was probably the makeup people who did it.
Probably. So they gave their.
So they get and they start showing stuff like they always do from the past shows, and some they're laughing, and then they reveal all the secrets. It's funny how some people still didn't know Adam was the assassin. So they found out Adam was the assassin. They found out about Damon going in before everybody else and finding the secret room.
About Corey.
And getting the information. Remember when he got the chance to see the 2 piece of it from Sam and Mark? But Corey being voted in and the task she had to do to get the 3 final 2 deals.
And all the times that the boys did.
And then they focus on the pretty boys, which they still are saying is the greatest alliance in history. Maybe for BB Canada, but I think there was another alliance for BB Canada too. Maybe you guys can remember the name. Put it down there if you do.
Let us know.
I think the Renegades, this is from the American one, the Renegades, Chilltown, and there was the other one, 4 Horsemen, I think were better, personally.
Oh, sure.
I don't know why, but I think they just did more. Personally, with this one, I think the only 2 that really did much was Adam and Dane. And they're really the only 2 that deserve to win it. So then they get their little
voting
circles. And they're like little discs.
Like poker chips.
Like poker chips, yes. And they all put it in. It's, how sometimes you can tell kind of where they're going to lean. You can really tell where they're going to lean this way.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Although 1 or 2 of them, you had a feeling it was going to be Dane, like Sam or Corey. Because, Corey said, am I going to vote with my heart, or am I going to vote with my head, or am I going to vote with my gut? She goes, I'm going with my gut. So that almost tells you, right? Because her heart would have voted for Anthony, because they were close. Sam said she thought she was voting for the person who played the best all-round game, which obviously would be Dan. And that's why she wanted to get rid of him. But she knew he was a good player. So they revealed the votes. And by unanimous vote, it was Dane. Dane is the winner of BB Canada Season 7.
And you know what? I will commend him. He did the work. He
did.
Played hard.
He did.
Did I like some of his behaviors? No, but
it is a game.
It is a game, and you have to do whatever you have to do
to get there. Right.
To the end.
Right. And we know, and it's true, I think Anthony had said this, and it's true, and we've said this. It's a very difficult game because there's nowhere for you to go. I mean, it's this house, where are you going to go? like at least with like say Survivor, they can walk down the beach, they can go get fire, they can go swim or whatever, and they can kind of get away from people for a while. You can't do that, like especially here because there really is no backyard. There is and there's not because it starts like in March, so it's kind of cold. Yes, there's the hot tub area, but yeah, go there when it's like 20 below zero and it's snowing. I mean, like, there's not a lot of places to go. No. I mean, yes, maybe as people leave, the house gets bigger, but
even so, you're under constant watch.
And it's the same. Like, there's no new landscape. You're not seeing the sun all the time or anything. At least, like, Survivor, at least they get to hear the ocean or they get to see the sun and hear birds. They don't get that here. So it's very difficult, emotional game.
You've got to have that strength of character to get through it and stay true to who you are.
Right.
And a lot of people can't.
And we've seen a lot of contestants say that they're not like that in real life, but it's a game, so it changes how you react to people.
And, I think Anthony half expected he was going to win.
I think he did expect to win, to tell you the truth, because I think he looked not shocked, but it looked maybe a bit perturbed that he wasn't getting any votes. I think he fully expected to win.
And when he knew, I think the biggest gut shot was when
Corey didn't vote for him.
Corey didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
That was the biggest gut shot for him.
Well, because they were holding hands.
Yeah.
And then when Corey didn't vote for him,
he let go.
I think he knew in that moment because Dana already had like 2 or 3 votes. And I think he knew then he wasn't going to win it.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to win it because Adam, I wasn't going to give him his vote. Probably.
No way.
Because he was closer to Dane.
Yeah.
Kira, I think, said as she was going out, she probably wasn't going to vote for him.
Yeah.
Because I think she felt more portrayed by Anthony. And actually, most of them did. They felt more portrayed by Anthony than they did by Dane. Because I kind of expected it from Dane. So, because that's how he played the whole game.
Yeah.
So, but, I kind of thought he thought he would win. But he didn't.
Well,
and I think the one who won deserved to win.
Exactly.
Personally. What do you guys think? What do you think?
I think Dane did deserve to win. Yeah. His record speaks for itself. His gameplay speaks for itself. You got to be able to, at the end, be able to justify everything you did and how you did it and why you did it.
Right.
Where if you go to the end and you've not accomplished anything, and you said, "I sat back and watched." Sorry.
And that's your whole argument? You sat and watched?
Sorry, homeboy, you're not getting my vote.
That's all you did? Sorry.
No.
At least you admitted that's all you did. Really?
So, congratulations to Dane.
Congratulations to Dane.
Bravo.
Bravo. You did a good job. Good job. It was a pretty good season. Yes, we've seen better. Yes, people should have noticed and noticed. It did notice that there was a 4-guy alliance. Maybe should have done something when they had the chance. They had several chances and they missed it. So
lessons learned
for the next time once Big Brother comes back, and hopefully it will.
So pay attention.
We will let you know if it does get renewed. It hasn't been renewed yet. Hopefully it will. We might find it sometime in summer, and if once we do, we will let you know if it's been renewed for season 8. Hey, if fans thought about it the last time, if it gets canceled again, you never know. Fans might be able to bring it back a third time.
Exactly.
But ratings were up. They're not great, but they're up. So, that's a plus. So there were more people watching it this year. So. And see people enjoying it. Some liked it, some didn't. So, well, that's it for this season of Big Brother Canada Season 7. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you haven't watched the other ones, watch the other ones that we did. Go back if you missed any. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Big Brother Canada is not the only reality show I do. Do Survivor, do Amazing Race, do Master Chef Canada, and eventually next month we will be doing Big Brother USA. So join in for that. So you have to join us for that, for another round of Big Brother. And once Big Brother Canada comes back, we will do that too. Till then, bye guys.
As they say, remember, someone is always watching. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.